Hi, I'm Vijaya, and I'm a registered dietitian, and today we're going to be talking about something that affects more and more Americans every day, and that's fatty liver disease. You know, typically, fatty liver disease was something that really only affected people who were alcohol abusers. And nowadays, we're seeing more and more people getting something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is caused by poor diet, decreased physical activity, and increased stress. So what makes you at risk for fatty liver disease? Well, it is, like I said, a poor diet, a diet where you're eating foods that are higher in fats every day. It also means that maybe you're eating foods that are comprised mostly of simple carbs. Simple carbs are carbs that are quickly digested, things like white rice, white bread, breads, pastries, things that are made with white flour. Those get very quickly digested. And guess what? If that energy is not used, it gets stored as fat. And fat usually accumulates around a lot of our organs, including the liver. Now, as that fat gets more and more accumulated in those liver cells, after a while, our body starts to create an inflammatory response to that. And if that inflammation continues and becomes chronic, guess what? Scarring starts to happen in that liver. And that liver, once it gets scarred, that's irreversible. So to prevent that scarring from happening, you can definitely do a lot of things. So if you're overweight, lose weight, even a 5 to 10% weight loss can drastically reduce your risk for fatty liver. So if you're like 200 pounds, losing anywhere between 10 and 20 pounds can greatly reduce your risk. Along with that, like I mentioned, reducing your simple carbs. Also, increasing omega-3 rich foods. Omega-3 rich foods, again, are very anti-inflammatory. So like fatty fish, like salmon and tuna, and chia seeds, are again, a really good source of omega-3. So in the morning, add a spoon of chia seeds into your oatmeal. At lunch, maybe mixing things like flax seeds, which are again really high in omega-3s, into your salad or into your rice, and then at night, have some salmon with some fresh vegetables and then some brown rice. Again, lots of rich carbohydrate-rich foods and great anti-inflammatory omega-rich foods. The last thing that you want to do is you can prevent new fat from coming in by not eating such high-fat foods like, briskets or red meats, but you can also do something that's extremely important, and that's physical activity. You have to exercise, because you can prevent, like I said, new fat from coming in, but that existing fat that's in that liver has to go somewhere, and that will only go away with physical activity. So people are like, I don't have time to do physical activity every day. Well, guess what? All you need is maybe 15 to 30 minutes a day. So just leave your house, walk somewhere. Guess what? You got to come back home. So 15 minutes out, 15 minutes back, you have a great physical activity, and do it at a pace that you're breathing a little bit heavy. You don't have to run. Just walking at a brisk pace is a great form of activity. Also, if you're at work, instead of using the elevator, take the stairs, go up and down the stairs rather than using the elevator. Again, another simple trick to get physical activity. Also, when you park, we always want to park close to the building, but be that maverick and park further away so that you have to walk a little bit farther. All of those steps are really important. So make sure to try to reduce your weight, eat less simple carbs and more complex carbs like brown rice, whole grain cereals. Make sure that first ingredient on the ingredient list says whole grain. That's really important. Oatmeal is another really good source. Whole grain pastas are another wonderful source of multi-grain complex carbohydrates. And increase your omega-3 fatty acid intake and get daily activity. And make sure to never have fatty liver again.